Okay, right, we're inside. This is a Roman museum because there's a big Roman presence in St Albans. It's played a big part of the second book because Consus, the baddie, was a Roman centurion and he gave away defence secrets to Boudica, or overseer, as we were taught when we were kids. Hopefully, I'm going to get well in front of these kids. So, what does a flow do? I don't know. Right, just quickly do these. Oh, now that looks like the signet ring I've got. The only thing I've got from my dad. I might have to steal it back from Lurch, the ex-sister. Right, so it's the only inheritance I've ever had. Right, this is good. We've got teachers saying shh. Right, lost and found. As a child I loved history. Same as me. I love history. Which is one of the reasons I'm doing these things. Because we've got to keep hold of our history, even though it is Roman. Right, there's bits of coins and tools and that's been found. Right. There's coins that have been found by metal detectors by two people, Marius and Jakub Zapets. Oh, not local boys then. Right. So yeah, this is a fairly new museum. I went to the one years and years and years ago, about maybe 35 years ago. And it's totally different, so it's been rebuilt. We've got more kids over here, so hopefully they'll disappear. The man at the desk said come back at 2 o'clock and they'll be gone. But I can't really do that. I can't hang around for 2 hours. Might have to get back to snooker. So yeah, some pots that have been lovingly restored. You can see by the cracks and that have been done up again. Like coins. God, coins are tiny. You know, what's our biggest one? Maybe a £2 coin, isn't it? Maybe a 50p. Both around the same size, but look at these. You know, you'd lose them, and this is why they keep getting found, because people keep losing them, because they're so small. It's hopefully the glass cases aren't going to reflect as much as Tree Museum I did last week. So it's looking alright at the moment through the viewfinder. So, the last king of Verulamium. So it had a different name. Right, in 1992, archaeologists working 1 kilometre to the northeast of Verulamium, which is a mouthful, found the remains of a raw burial dating to about AD 55, which is quite weird because AD 54 was the year that was Consus was around in St Albans. Right, so the large mound covered both the cremated body and a timber building used for the feast. The grave goods displayed here suggest wealth and power, although most were severely damaged on the funeral pyre. The pyre was surrounded by a 5-acre enclosure and had a commanding view of the former royal capital of Verulamium, which the Roman town had begun to grow, around which the Romans even allowed a Romano-Celtic temple to be built on the site. That's nice of them. Only the king of Verulamium can have been so honoured in death. His name is lost. Since he died around AD 55, 12 years after the Roman conquest, It seems that he survived as a client king who guaranteed his subjects obedience and taxes in return for the protection of Rome and the right to retain his wealth and local power. Sounds like RMPs, doesn't it? Or at least our Prime Minister. So he was a puppet leader. Right, so that's the funeral pyre. Got all his chattels and stuff on there. He's on there. Like sacrificed a boar and a goose, I think, or a swan, maybe. Some other birds. Bit of joint of meat on the outside. Bit of silver. I'm banging up against the case. It's a bit silly. Right, got nothing over there. It's getting a bit quieter. Right, so the great monuments. The great Roman monuments of Verulamium were very efficiently destroyed by the medieval builders of the Saxon and Norman abbeys. They sought Roman brick and above all limestone, which could be burnt for mortar. There you go. Mentioned that yesterday at Burgo Castle. It's like the lime mortar that the Romans used. Right, so they're parts of a, looks like part of a column, doesn't it? Same as that. Right, the army. This is the Roman army. There's a little bit of his body armour being covered, and it's sort of dagger. That's not a sword, is it? No, the sword will be that side, the big one. But that'll be a dagger. So, Roman military power was based on the foot soldier or legionary. Legionary equipment of AD 50 to 100 is displayed, including a rare survival of a flexible iron body armour, which is that stuff around his chest. The helmet is slightly earlier type. Yeah. Said to have been found at Verulamium before 1880. It is punched with the owner's name. Papyri, or Papyrus. Cavalry had a lesser auxiliary status in the Roman army. Horses were the size of a modern pony, unshod and ridden without stirrups, so they're quite small. You'd think like cavalry would be proper horses, so why weren't there other horses, big horses here? Were they brought from somewhere else? I know, like the race horses that we see every day, if we care to look, were bred from Fort Arabs. So that's the helmet. That's Papyri's helmet. So it's got a bit in front, so it's got like a peak. Don't know what the bit on top is for. Maybe feathers. Oh, it'll be for the headdress type. You know, you've seen like Mohican type brush headdress. I'm sure we'll see one of those a bit later on. Right, Boudicca's revolt from the second book. While the Catavilliuni adopted Roman ways, so that's a local tribe, I would think. Their neighbours, the Trinovantes of present-day Essex and Suffolk, and the Iceni of Norfolk, which is Boudicca's lot, were far from happy with Roman rule. Taking advantage of the absence of a Roman governor in Britain, who was leading the army in North Wales, the inhabitants of East Anglia rose in revolt. In AD 60 or 61, the rebellious tribes, led by Boudicca, I'll change the date, like historical date to going with the sweaty buckets. Yeah, so change the date to marry up with Consus's timeline. Anyway, the Roman army was eventually crushed the revolt. A layer of ash can be seen found beneath Verulamium, evidence of the violent destruction of the town's timber buildings. The bathhouse, the public bathhouse built of flint and mortar, survived and was later repaired. So there's a picture of the revolt. Right, where do I go to avoid kiddies? The answer is this way. Death and burial. Right. The people of Verulamium. A great deal of information about people who lived in Verulamium can be found out from their graves. At this time, people buried objects with their dead relatives